Welcome to Laugh and Learn. I am glad you are here. Today, I am joined by Linda de Gonzalez and Diane G, and we're talking about joy, not as a slogan, but as a practice. What is joy, how it lives in the body, and how the wisdom of traditions guide it, and how to invite it back when it feels gone. We're going to keep it simple and we're going to keep it steady, useful, and kind. I invite you to welcome my guests. We have Diane G. Hello, Diane.
Hi, everyone.
We have Linda de Gonzalez.
Hello, everybody.
I am your host, TarotStache. Thank you for being here. I am grateful that you are here for this Laugh and Learn. So we have a lot of people who are joining us, and thank you. We're simulcasting this on all three of our channels. In other words, this is so important. We want to make sure anybody who needs to hear it whilst we're talking or later can find it. So please keep in mind, you are invited to share this video with people who may need to hear about this concept. We're going to be very, very serious. There's going to be absolutely no laughter at all during this at all.
No, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
Are you choking on that tea? Oh, look, she's broken it already.
She's broken it already. Yes, because and actually that's an interesting thing. I've got something to talk about with laughter. So, so I do want to say, we will say hi to some people. I want to remind everyone, please like and subscribe because it's free. Linda de Gonzalez has a membership. So if you'd like.
And it's the coolest membership on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes. And Diane now has, I think, 308 subscribers.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. Can I do this? Can I do that? Here. There you go.
Oh.
There's the fancy so people can find you. And if people want to find any of us, because we all do private readings, these are in-depth readings. And all of the links are below. If you would like to have one of those readings, feel free to contact us. And by the way, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. I also have to say, when you need help and you ask for help, by gosh, you are demonstrating an amazing depth of strength. Model that. So, okay. We have got a lot of people here. I want to say hi to as many people. Millie is here. Mods, please watch Diane G.
Troublemaker.
Be careful. We also have an alert for Linda de Gonzalez.
I didn't say a word.
Really?
I certainly didn't say the P word.
The P word?
You can't make me.
The P word? Does anybody know? Jax is here. Bernadette is here. Yeah. Grab your popcorn. Mm-hmm. Sarah's Hibiscus Healings, Karmic Karen 8, Venus, Julie Ann, Sherry Moe, Rossi, Sunny Land, Rossi, Sylvia is joined us. I'm probably missing some people. CJ. Oh no, she's jumped ahead. Beth is here. Hello, Beth. Good to see you. Roman is here. Hello. Oh no, I want my money back. What? Patreon. Oh, that one. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. See, I mean, Yeah. Anyhow, I'm just your token gay guy.
That's
So-
right. That's right.
So, yeah, I want what she's had today. Yes. Maru is here. Sunny Land. Maria is grateful. Laura snapped. Bernadette, apparently somebody, Jules. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we've got more and more people here. And thank you, Maru, for putting in all of the contact information. I had a different P word in mind. Is that what Jax has been saying? I think persistence is a very good thing.
Indeed, it is. Indeed, it is.
It is. So,
Persnickety is another word.
persnickety. Do you have a favorite P word, Diane?
I can't think of any right now.
We've put Diane on the spot.
Yeah.
Pancakes, popcorn. Those are good P
Yeah,
words.
popcorn.
Popcorn. I also think, anyhow. Bernadette is saying power. No. The idea for this show came up during the casual that I had Diane G on. We had such a nice time. Was it like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like going, we need to figure out. I was just going, I want to have a show to where Linda and Diane and I can do some readings together. And we were talking about that. Hi, Shelley. And then it was like, wait a minute. We were having so much joy talking about that. It's like, we could talk about joy. So there you go. Peaches and Peace are a couple of my faves. Yes. Pickles and Pumpernickel. Did you get a nudge or a clue by 4, Gerald? Yeah, debunk. I still think, and by the way, for those of you who missed it, did you miss this? There you go. Debunk. Today we are talking about joy, and I'm going to open this up. I'm going to start with the idea of what is joy. So, what is joy? And I'm going to start with Linda, and then I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put Linda way over here. Linda, what is joy to you?
Why, Gerald? Joy is what keeps me going. Joy is what I rely on to carry me through difficult times.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for, Bernadette, joy is indeed a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that you can find around you anytime you want to look for it. And I look for it all the time because, like I said, it's the fuel that keeps me going. It's what helps me maintain a connection to spirit. It's what helps me maintain compassion, a compassionate view of all you reprobates out there. It's do you want me to talk about how it feels to feel joyful, or
I guess I think joy can be a really big topic. We'll put it this way: joy is a big topic, and I have been told that Gerald and Quill are overachievers because we have enough content for no less than 3 shows.
Wow.
But I can't do that. But I do. Okay, so joy is a choice.
Absolutely.
And Thomas from Tarot Your Way said absence of sad.
No, it's more than that.
It's a bit deeper than that.
Yeah.
That's a start, Thomas. It's a start. Jack said, joy is in the eye of the beholder. However, I believe joy is comprised of many glimmers added together.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so Venus said, when I feel joy, I feel it through my whole body.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to catch these. Barb P has joined us. Hypnicity said, joy is a myriad of emotions. I love it when I feel it. Here's something that's really interesting is joy is part of mixed feelings that we oftentimes experience together, one right after the other. It can share space with many, many things, and that's okay. It's really okay. And that's part of the amazing amazingness of it. Joy is a happening, and it isn't something one can fake it.
Yeah.
Ooh, effervescence.
I love that word.
Hi, Kaylee. Joy is when your heart sparkles. That's a nice visual, isn't it? I wonder if Linda can have a sparkling heart emoji if she gets more subscribers to her channel.
That would be, you know, the heart of joy. Wouldn't that be nice? I'd need 30 subscribers for that. So, or 30 members for that.
Yeah.
With a golden heart.
Yeah.
The golden heart.
The heart of joy. Yeah.
Diane, what is joy to you?
I work with emotions a lot. So for me, joy is an emotion. Usually our emotions have messages for us when we feel them. So for me, joy is something that says, I am aligned to my purpose. I am aligned to my values. So that is joy for me.
Yeah.
And it's something that we feel when we are in the moment. So I think it's what usually people confuse it with happiness. And for me, that's the difference. Like for joy, we feel it in the moment. When we look at clouds and like, oh, there's a bunny on that cloud. And you feel this spark.
Sparkle, yeah.
Yeah, little sparkles.
Yeah.
And even glimmers. So that is joy for me.
Yeah.
Joy for me is one of those things that oftentimes it surprises me at how it shifts my energy. It's oftentimes subtle. It's the person that I pass who, when I walked and when I got into the elevator, they were looking down and they were sad. And suddenly they look up and make eye contact with me and say, good morning. And I'm like, going, well, good morning. How are you? And then there's a bit of an exchange. So it often can be very subtle. It's definitely, it has a wide range. So,
yeah. And see, for me too, the thing about joy is that it's something that comes from within. You can be happy because, I don't know, you got a chocolate donut or something, and that'll last you about 10 minutes. And it's because of something that came to you, or it's something from outside of you. But joy, it's generated inside you. Nothing out there can bring you joy. Only you can bring you joy. At least that's been my experience in my life.
Yeah.
You know, I can go looking for joy in all kinds of places, and I won't find it because it's here. And I have to nurture it because it is a choice. I have to nurture it. I have to feed it. I have to look around me for things that spark that joy in my heart. And it's very different from happiness. At least it feels very different.
And that was going to be something that I was wanting to ask and to talk about is
oh, sorry.
How is we're all good here, Linda. How is joy different from happiness? And Beth actually said this: there are differences between happiness, joy, and contentment. I would love it if people who are watching would comment the differences between happiness, joy, and contentment. I'm very curious about that. So,
Yeah.
what about you, Diane?
You mean the differences between happiness, joy, and contentment?
Yeah.
I think there are overlaps between happiness and contentment for me. Because when I'm feeling happy, I feel very calm. And I can just look at the people around me or anything around me and I just feel very peaceful. And there are no struggles in my heart
Yes.
when I feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of the subtleties for me when we talk about happiness. Contentment is something that I feel more peaceful, but there's no warmth. It's not. It's something that I feel in my body. It's more of a peace without the warmth necessarily.
Yeah.
You're
That
content and
happiness is or joy is?
Content.
contentment.
Contentment. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. It's like everything is fine.
yeah.
There's
Everything is fine. Nothing's wrong.
nothing's
But
wrong.
yeah, but my heart isn't singing.
Yeah.
For me, joy tends to be, and this is Gerald's experience, joy tends to be these little sparkles that show up and they add to my overall happiness and contentment. Contentment for me is something longer.
Yeah.
And happiness is something that is an overall feeling. And joy tends to be these sudden spikes. So we have got amazing chatters jumping in.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, I am seen as a Venn diagram with these concepts. I'm sure
Me too.
Linda will be providing that during the reading show on Tuesday. So
Yes.
Thank you in advance, Linda.
You're
yes,
welcome.
thank you. Yes. And will it be animated?
No, because I don't know how to do that. And I don't have time to learn between now and, Tuesday. Do you want to do an animated one? Yeah, be my guest.
Nalani said, I've really adopted the Zen Buddhist practice observation without judgment. To me, contentment is radical acceptance. Nicely said. Nicely said.
Yep.
Contentment is satisfaction. Happiness is being generally pleased with life. Joy is transcendent happiness that wells up from your heart and soul.
Yeah.
We have joy is like a sunburst. Yeah. Joy you can create. Happiness is perception. Contentment is a requirement, considering most of us are blessed. Glimmers, seasonings in your life, like that. And by the way, my husband is here. Hello, Jeffrey. Speaking of joy, he is work lurking, and Diana, oil painter, is here.
Hi, Diana.
Yes, how to find joy in order to flip depression was an earlier discussion. Yes, I have started that because there's keys to this, so joy, the boss level of happiness. So, happiness is spontaneous and comes from an outward stimulus. Joy is happiness on steroids. I think you have to work toward contentment. It's internal and colors everything.
I'm not settling for contentment. I want to be joyful every single moment of the life that I am living. I want that. I want to feel that absolute rock solid, Diane said it, soul alignment, so that everything comes to me through my soul and I just float on those vibes. Yep. That's what I'm aiming for.
Yeah. I like
Contentment
that.
isn't enough.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and just in case people really wanted to know what joy was, if I can do this quickly, you notice how quickly I'm working here. This section of the video is brought to you by the word joy. Everyone say it with me. Joy. Joy. The emotion evoked by well-being, success, or good fortune, or by the prospect of possessing what one desires. Like, share, subscribe, and spread the TarotStache joy. Joy. One definition, I think it's a very helpful thing. And trust me, I've been doing this since we set this up, thinking about what joy means to me. And it can look different to everyone. And what makes me joyful isn't going to make Diane joyful. It's not going to make Linda joyful. And it may not make me joyful tomorrow.
True.
And that's okay.
Yep.
That's the wonder and the beauty of it.
Yeah, we can't judge other people for having a different source of joy.
For
No.
anything.
Yeah.
Well, and here's something that I try to do. When someone is experiencing joy, I want to watch them in the joy, and I find joy in watching someone have joy.
Yeah. That's why it's so
contagious.
good in groups. That's why singing in groups is so much fun, because I mean, singing raises your vibration anyway. You're feeling joyful just the singing together, and yeah, boom.
Yeah.
Working joy in groups is fabulous.
Joy in groups is really interesting. This is something that I learned from a therapist, again, for entertainment purposes only. It was about, sometimes in a relationship, we do things that aren't really what we want to do. If we shift and we watch the joy that it brings to the person who wants to do it, boy, that makes a world of difference. It's like, wow, watching this. I mean, and I have a recent example. Jeffrey, can I talk about the bowls? Tell me if I can talk about the bowls. So we have more people. Hear me out. Uh-oh. My imagination of Gerald spreading joy includes him skipping and gallivanting through a place with a basket full of mustache stickers and tossing them like a flower girl. Oh, of course.
Yes.
Wait a minute. I thought I was invisible. You weren't supposed to see me, Jacqueline. So, yes. Yeah. I want everybody to win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bernadette said, the purest joy I've experienced was when I learned and had experiences with the other side.
That's a very special kind of joy. That's for me, that's a very special and profound and deeply transformative kind of joy.
Very true. Very true. Now, here's an interesting question. Where does joy show up in your body?
I know.
Linda?
Ask me. You know, when I feel joyful, it's like I'm 50 pounds lighter. I sit up straight. Everything expands. I feel bigger and just like this, you know, I am uplifted, genuinely uplifted, and just rise, you know?
Yeah.
It's so freaking cool.
Yes. What about you, Diane?
I feel that way too, mostly in the head and up until the heart area. The head feels light.
Cool.
And aside from that, I feel it in my solar plexus, in my gut. I feel a certain warmth. in the opposite of that, when I feel angry, I feel like a gut punch. Like there's a gut punch in my tummy. But when I feel joyful, it feels like just a warm feeling in my stomach. I think that's where the expression butterflies in your tummy came
Uh-huh.
from, because you feel that, or I feel that when I feel joyful.
Yeah.
One of the things that for where I experience joy in the body, for me, this is going to sound a little weird, and I don't care. I'm going to embrace it. I feel it. My back.
Here's what I found.
Stop it. Okay, here's what I found. Okay. I feel it in the center of my back, where if I were to have wings, it's where my wings would be moving. So when I experience joy, physically, I feel what would be wings going like this, pushing that out through my heart chakra.
That's so cool.
It's very much it's like a wow. And this is what I find when that happens is people notice it. Yeah, Diane G.
Do you sit straight back up when you feel joy?
Oh, I
That-
do. I do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's such a great thing.
Yeah,
And
because you're aiming your heart out, right? Because when you sit up straight, you're aiming your heart, and all that joy and love gets ooh, ooh, ooh.
yes, everybody has wings fluttering. How cool. You can feel that. Yep. And it is one of those things. It sort of pushes it out. I personally think joy is not well, joy can be addictive for all of the right reasons, but it's also how do I say this? It's other people catch it. You can share it. It is it
Contagious.
it's
Yeah.
contagious. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is not the same as infectious. What's the matter,
Yeah.
Wanda? Where did you go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Joy is the perfect cleansing breath. Yes. Is like the perfect cleansing breath. Yes, Amanda.
It is.
And Roman and Thomas was also talking about chocolate donuts. Thomas says he's never had a chocolate donut last more than 10 minutes.
No, the happiness does. The chocolate donut lasts 30 seconds. The happiness lasts
okay.
more from eating the chocolate donut. That lasts you like 10, maybe 15 minutes. Yeah.
Maru feels joy in her chest, and it radiates up to my head and down my belly, and even to make my feet dance. Yes. We had so many people who were like going, heart chakra, solar plexus. Kaylee agrees she just feels lighter. Amanda said belly and chest. Joy is the kiss of the universe. And
I love that.
Yes. So I do have to say I'm allowed to share about the bowls.
You are.
We went out of town for Jeffrey's birthday a couple of weeks ago, and he remembers his mother having a Pyrex mixing bowl set that there were 4 of them. The large one was a solid color that had white flowers on it. The third one was white with the colors of the flowers on it. The third one was the color with the white, and then the fourth one was the smaller one with that. He's been looking for, I think it's the mooseberry set. Gooseberry, they're pink, because his mother had a set. And we were in antique stores, and he's like, "Good, these are really, really hard to find." Well, Second Antique Mall, by the way, when you go to an antique mall and you don't know what you're looking for, you get tired really quick because you have to look at everything. My recommendation is know what you're trying to find. Have an idea. Anyhow, so I was tired. I was sitting down, and he's like, I'm going to go look over for another, something else. And he came over, and he had this smirk on his face, and he says, "Come with me. I want to show you something." And he pointed out in one of the locked cabinets that we had looked at, because there was a leather-bound railroad timetables book, which I thought was cool. He's like going, look up. And there was one of the sets. It was like this man just got hijacked with the Energizer Bunny, in like a car battery. And it was like, oh my God, talk about joy. He experienced so much joy. I was going, well, I think you should get them. And he said, oh, no, they're too expensive. And I'm going to go get the guy to open, with the key. And it was just so fun to see the joy and the happiness that it brought. And that made me joyful. So yeah, it was delightful to watch. It was absolutely delightful to watch.
Did you get the bowls, Jeffrey?
Yes, he got the bowls with a clear understanding. Well, I got him the bowls, and with an understanding that that's the anniversary gift and the Christmas gift and the Yule gift and the birthday gift, So, but it was a great story. It was wonderful. So, okay, I want to share something because I have a book. I don't know if you're familiar with this book. It's called The Book of Joy, and it's by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu with Douglas Abrams. This is a lovely book, and what was really funny is this was published in 2016, and it's a week-long conversation between these two people. They're spiritual leaders, and they reflect on how to cultivate lasting joy despite suffering, illness, and the inevitability of death. And what's great is this is a conversation where it's so respectful, to where you have Buddhism and Christianity, and oftentimes it's not as far off as you think. They're just expressed differently. And key barriers that block joy: fear, stress, and anxiety, frustration and anger, sadness and grief, illness and fear of death. These are universal. They need not erase joy. And what's great is they give, I'm going to quickly do these. They give 8 pillars of joy. Number 1, perspective. Shift focus from narrow self to wider view.
That's a P word.
It is a P word. Thank you. Humility. Recognize our shared humanity and interdependence. Humor. Laugh at ourselves and keep perspective. Acceptance. Face life as it is without denial. Forgiveness. Release resentment. It harms us more than others. Gratitude. Train attention on what is good and sufficient. Compassion. Extend care beyond ourselves. Generosity. Share resources, time, and kindness. 8 pillars. It is a wonderful book. It's a great book. It's so good. And I actually put up here, this comes from this book. We are fragile creatures, and it is from this weakness, not despite it, that we discover the possibility of pure joy.
That reminds me of, is it Rumi who wrote about mending cracks in a broken heart? That's where the light comes through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. And what was really, really interesting, it was, I'm going to get emotional while I'm thinking about this. I read the book, but I also listened to it. They're not reading it, but you can tell the passion and the friendship that these two have for each other. And it's almost like they're sitting down for a week. I mean, come on, think about it. Getting these two people together for a week-long conversation, it's phenomenal. Yeah, how could that happen? And what's great is it's like these two people are spending time, and they realize it may be the last time they ever can spend like this together. And the stories and the funny things that they tell and the humor that they have for themselves, it's really, really funny. Really, really enjoyable. So
that was something. Sorry.
It is a thinker. It is.
Yeah, absolutely a thinker.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
That was something that surprised me surprised me. Yeah, it did surprise me. I was taken aback by the sense of humor that my guides have, and that the Akashic Records Masters have. That surprised me. I guess I had the whole framework of old time go to church and that spirituality. That was the that was the framework that I grew up in. And it was really interesting to me that this deeply spiritual experience that I was having was also funny as hell. And the smart comments that the smart ass comments that I get from the guides that I don't usually say to people that I'm reading for. And the smart ass comments they have for me. Yeah.
Diane, do your guides have smart ass comments?
They do actually.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad, because I'm like going, Linda and I cannot be the only ones.
They joke around a lot, which surprises a lot of people. Because usually when we think about spirituality, a lot of us think it's serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, dogma. We associate it with dogma. And so when we say these things from our angels, especially, they're really hilarious. It surprises them. And initially, it surprised me too. But now it's like it's the way of life, and it's the way to feel happiness and joy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what's interesting is joy. Okay, here, let's have a moment of science. What happens in the body?
Good idea. What does happen?
Joy is the network effect in the brain and body. Dopamine for motivation and learning, endogenous opioids and endocannabinoids for liking, oxytocin and some affiliative joy, automatic shifts that you can hear in the vagal tone. So what happens is when we experience joy, it creates little flashes and impacts many, many different systems. It's a key thing, and it's fascinating. And by the way, Jane the Seeker is here. Hi, Jane. So, and so it's, I can count on my team to have a sense of humor. Oh, yes. I believe humor is the kind of love language for some of us who have had difficult 3D journeys, help spirit relate to us. Yes. Yes.
Coping skills.
Yeah. Yes. And I think it is so really what happens also is if joy, brief positive emotions can help the body recover faster after stress. This is why, I mean, and I know, Diane, you've been, your world, your community is in stress right now. And so, and I know from my own experience, and I'm only speaking of my experience, when there's stress, like with a death in the family or struggles or something like that, my family, we will deal with that stress. And then invariably somebody will fart, and then everyone will break out laughing. There's these moments of, do you remember that one time that so and so threw milk in Annie's face at dinner time? And Annie, and, it's these emotions. And what this is it's called the undoing effect. And what that does is it undoes that tightness and makes for the healing energy to come in, and it actually shifts the body so that the body is able to heal.
Mhm.
That also goes back to what Linda was saying about the idea of group laughter, getting together in stressful times, not being disrespectful, but sharing space and having some laughter. Group laughter, it has an endorphin signature, and what it does is it bonds people together.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking about that, Diane?
I'm thinking how it cancels out, or how it combats those what we term as negative emotions. There aren't really any negative emotions, but when we feel those emotions, they're usually low vibrational emotions, and they're telling us something. So a lot of our emotions tell us things like, when we are mad, it means that someone crossed our boundaries, or someone is going against our values. So that's what it is. It is low vibrational, but it's not necessarily bad. And a lot of our emotions are like that. Grief, for example, is something that tells us that we've lost someone that we love, and we miss them. That's what it is. It's not necessarily bad. It's a reminder that we have loved and we have lost. So when we feel those glimmers of joy, then the positive emotion and the higher vibration kind of cancels that out. This is just talking about energy. It cancels that out. Like you mentioned that my community is in distress. The central Philippines has been wrecked by a 6.9 magnitude earthquake recently, and that's been really difficult for the Philippines right now, for my country. But also personally, because I'm far from the area. Personally, what I recalled when you were talking, Gerald, was a recent loss of my cousin, my first cousin, about 3 or 2 weeks ago. And during the wake, we were all sad. We were all grieving for his loss. But there were also these stories like, my older cousins would tell me, hey, when he was a boy, he used to do this. And we would get reprimanded by auntie. Those kinds of stories. And we would laugh, and it deals a lot. It helps us deal with the grief that we felt.
It does.
Yeah.
It
So
really
joy has a way of doing that. So it is very important.
And what I love about what you said is it does not lessen the impact of those other emotions. It shifts the energy. It shifts our ability to look at that grief.
Yeah.
To look at, yes, it shifts the
Yeah.
perspective. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. We judge ourselves sometimes because we are grieving, and we tell ourselves, I'm not supposed to feel this way. But those things, grief and joy, can coexist. There are a lot of things that can coexist with joy.
Yes. I mean, and I'm going to do a bit of promotion. I have a couple of Laugh and Learns with Linda and Purple Elephant Deb H, where we're talking about grief and mourning. And it's let's be honest and let's look at it. So, Linda, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking about grief and joy. I'm thinking about the thing about, so emotions. Joy is kind of an emotion, but more it's a state of being. To me, this is my own personal experience. Emotions like the ones Diane was describing, the ones that we call the quote unquote negative emotions, And I agree with you, Diane. There's no such thing as negative emotion. It's just a reaction to something that happened, and there's a good reason for it. And they inform us about our outside environment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. So the thing about those kinds of emotions is you have to feel them. You have to process them. You have to let them work their way through your being, and then when they're done, they're gone. Emotions are like weather. It'll be different in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Or maybe 15, but they'll be different. And you're going to feel differently. You're going to react differently. It's just your emotions are not, you don't feel the same now as you did when you got up this morning. Maybe you're more tired. Maybe
Correct.
you're happy, or maybe you're sad, or maybe something happened to piss you off. Who knows? Process that to get back to a state of equilibrium where then you can feel what your soul state really is. Because I truly believe that joy, far from being an emotion, it's a state of being in your soul.
Yeah.
It's just not a feeling. It's far too solid to be a feeling.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. Joy is one of those things. Some of us have a hard time recognizing the moments of joy because our experience has been weighted or have been lessened. Joy is not about lessening, it's about lifting and energizing and charging and that starburst.
Yes.
So something I also found is this idea of that undoing effect, and how joy is, when you laugh and it makes changes. Endorphins and laughter give higher pain thresholds. You have higher pain thresholds after laughter.
I believe it.
A proxy for endorphins, group laughter bonds, upward spiral.
Yeah.
Positive emotions, connection, all reinforce each other over time.
Yeah.
I know, and no pressure, no pressure, Linda or Diane. I know sharing the space with you, if we're going to share space, I'm going to feel good.
Yeah, me too.
And that's just what it is. This is what has caused this to happen.
Yeah.
You in the chat are actually part of this. It's that sense of community and that belonging.
Yeah.
And so there is something, behavior activation works for low mood. When you are, and you can seek a professional, there are things that you can do that can actually help adjust your low mood. It's
Did you know there's such a thing as haha yoga?
No.
Seriously, I went to a class. This was a few years ago. And you don't have to have a partner, but it helps because, it makes it easier. But it's something you can do by yourself. So it's breathing, all right? But it's ha, 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 ha. And, it takes maybe 2 minutes and you're laughing your ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't help it. Just going through the motions of laughter. And so the person who was facilitating this thing was saying, okay, so now for 30 seconds laugh silently,
Yeah.
Now laugh from your belly, and now giggle, and now this and now that. And so it was a lot of fun, and it's something that you don't actually need to have anybody guide you through doing. Just, sit there and go, ha, 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 ha. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay.
Well,
just take my word for it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Is it the same as laughing yoga?
I think that's what it is. I call it haha yoga because it's a pun with hatha yoga. But that's
I see awesome. What you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, it is laughing yoga. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
So, and something else that's interesting from a biological standpoint, there's something that you could do. It's called savoring. And what savoring does is when you have these joyful moments, that you sit with it and you savor it. You share it with others. It's like having a good piece of chocolate.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, this is really good. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? Wow. It's Diane, it's sort of like what you were saying. You're telling these stories about your first cousin,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody is savoring what that is and what that looks
Yeah.
like. Trust
Yeah.
me, I was savoring Jeffrey getting his bowls and well, first of all, finding them.
Yeah.
Um,
Miracle.
yeah. And so this is one of those things, that idea of savoring is you take a moment and you go, wow, that was really nice. I like that. And boy, that made me feel good. That's also a perfect moment of where if you were to write it down, you work on that gratitude, it's going to help reconnect that.
Yeah.
It's also the idea of savoring is this, you sit around, it's like having dinner. When you have dinner with friends, you're savoring the time together. You're enjoying it. You're having this great conversation.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that it's just like going, got it. So it's like when you go out to eat and everybody's not looking at their phone, and they're talking to each other, there's a whole lot of help there.
Yeah. Because they are in the moment, or you are in that moment.
Yes.
Be here
You're
now.
very present.
Yeah. Like rule number 1, be here now.
Yeah.
Yes. There's something also interesting is that science, infants show early smiles and later laughter shows that joy capacity appears early and grows with interaction.
I don't think it appears early. I think it's innate.
I agree. Now, I did see something on the internet. It was a reel or something like that. So I do not know if it's true, but there is, in some indigenous cultures, is that the first person to get a new baby to laugh host a party in honor of that child and the ability to laugh.
I love that.
That's awesome.
I know.
What a party. What a great celebration to have.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. And what's interesting, I am the youngest of 12 children. So everybody knows that.
My sympathies. My
No. Mom and dad stopped when they got it right.
Oh, perspective. Yes.
Your mother learned to say no.
But what's interesting is because I was the youngest of 12 children, there was a picture of me with mom and dad, mom holding me in the hospital and dad right there. Both of them were smiling. And it's a very happy picture that I have. I don't remember it, of course. But what was interesting is they were happy. They were joyful. And it's a really precious thing. It's a Navajo tradition. I love that. I think Irene says, I think joy can be different for neurotypicals. Overwhelming to begin with, maybe even initial pain. I agree with you. That makes a lot of sense because things are wired differently.
Yeah.
Well, and notice I'm saying they're wired differently. I'm not saying they're wired wrong. They're just wired differently. And you get to figure out how to handle that joy. Denise is joining.
And I don't think it's just neurotypicals. I think it's everybody. We all experience joy differently. We all have, but for all, because we all have different souls. And as I said before, joy is a soul thing. It's not an emotion thing. It's a soul thing.
Yes. I have been talking a lot, and we are at 54 minutes.
Wow. Did we even get to question 3?
Oh, there's a snort,
There's a
ladies and
snort.
gentlemen.
Wasn't the P word, it was a snort. Ah.
Okay, so one thing I want to put up a couple of quotes. And Martin Luther King Jr., in his Nobel Prize speech, said, "The morning stars will sing together and the sons of God will shout for joy."
Isn't that beautiful?
I mean,
Man,
like,
that guy could speak.
oh, and by the way, if you have not read an autobiography of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I encourage you to do it. I mean, really, really amazing. Really amazing. Yes, sometimes joy can be overwhelming.
Oh, tears of joy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what happens when you're overwhelmed. I have tears of joy. I get tears of anger when I'm overwhelmed with frustration or anger. I cry, which is like really even more frustrating because that's the last thing you want to do. But
Yeah. Are you saying the that sounds like a Latvian statement? Is that Dr. Martin Luther King's? So, well, and rooted Willow Reading says, if I get too excited, I get anxious. Yeah, and here's the thing: is when I like to be pretty joyful, but there was a period of time where I didn't know what joy looked like for me. I didn't know what it was. And it took a while for me to go, oh, that's what that is. Oh, because I didn't understand it at the time. And
yeah, I get that.
and so that's something that's really interesting, I think, especially for, I'm going to talk about teenagers for a second. I'm not a teenager. I was one once. It was a very long time ago. It was before you were born, Diane. A long time before you were born that I was a teenager.
Dinosaurs roamed the earth when
Dinosaurs roamed the earth. We had to walk to school uphill both ways, sharing a shoe with my sister. Okay.
Yeah.
And I had to take the stone tablets with me.
Yeah.
But when all of the hormones are going crazy and we're trying to figure out where we are in the world, what made us joyful may not make us joyful anymore, because there's so much to intake to take in. It's challenging, and guess what? That's normal. It's okay.
Yep.
So,
Aw, Amanda Carroll.
she says, "You guys, forever young." There you go. Yes, our Devs have many sons that our stars are deities too. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you let that person feel through instead of whisking them away from the experience, they come through the other side feeling bliss, and because and becomes more spontaneous.
The more you do it, the easier it gets. It's practice because it's a skill. Joy is a skill. You can plug into it the same way you plug into your imagination and your ability to think abstract, all that kind of stuff that you can plug into in your brain. You can plug into joy in the same way. It takes practice, but you can do it. And different stimuli, I don't know, bird song early in the morning as the sun comes up. Just thinking about it, I want to cry. It's such a beautiful, beautiful moment.
Yeah. And Irene also shares, I worked with kids with autism, etc., and so many aren't allowed to go on any trips or anything. And I think when we do not allow someone to experience their feelings, whatever they are, their emotions, you cannot just cut one emotion off.
No.
You hamper that, you dampen them all.
Yeah.
And that's sad because when you tell don't get me started on the boys don't cry. You know, and girls don't fight.
Girls don't get angry. Girls
Girl,
don't say no.
Yeah.
oh man. So I mean, it is one of those things that we have to help people find words for things that they've never experienced before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes where art, dance, music, poetry, these things, you know, nature.
Yeah.
People were talking about Mother Nature, and sometimes just being out there and going, wow. And I mean, and sometimes that's all you can say. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's like I think everybody has seen that. The kid who they were at a concert. There was an orchestra concert, and
Oh,
they were in between movements where you don't really applaud. You know, you just wait. And there was a kid who it was quiet. There was a kid who went, "Wow!" Pure joy. And it was like they found out who it was. You know, you can search it, you know, search
yeah.
for that. It's a charming little story.
I love that it's a child who did that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's a little boy, I think maybe maybe had autism, but it really shifted everyone's perspective. They went,
Yeah.
wow. So,
Mm.
so
Mangled Unicorn said something really interesting. And she's talking about survival mode. I think that joy is what gets you out of survival mode. It
shifts that
changes,
energy.
yeah, it shifts the energy so that you can get out of survival mode and just I know survival mode very well and spent decades there. And joy, I mean, it's so hard to feel joy in there, but if you can manage it, it changes your life. It really does. It changes your perspective. It changes your life. It's absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Gerald, you were talking about something a while ago that struck me and and I was reminded of that through Jacqueline's comment that when you were a teenager, you were very confused, and sometimes we bury our emotions during those times. And I think that's why a lot of us feel numb at some point in our
Mm.
lives. And a lot of us feel numb when we are in survival mode. And the way out of that is really trying new things, like what you were mentioning a while ago about dancing, going out in nature, trying new things, and really just thinking and noticing. Noticing is the better word. Noticing what sparks that
Yes.
joy and what makes us feel again.
Yeah. And there's you know, I'll just hold this up. We won't talk about it today, but there's a book called Microjoys.
Oh, glimmers.
Yes, and they're like glimmers. And what's really interesting is I want to give credit to this, the Microjoys by Cindy Spiegel. It's deliberate, noticed, brief moment of delight or meaning, small and ordinary, and available even in hard seasons. And this she wrote this book in a period when she was grieving, and so a lot of it is about expressing gratitude. And
Yeah.
I'm like going, gee, this sounds a hell of a lot like of Glimmers. And
Yeah.
they can be very similar to Glimmers. There's some technical thing. Hold on, we'll cover that in the next show. Doesn't matter. Oh, look at Linda.
I only mean whatever because, you know, a glimmer is a glimmer. Okay. You can you can just split that hair right down to the root, but a glimmer is a glimmer, whatever.
And I think what's really important is that we take a moment and we go, huh, that was a glimmer. That was joy. That was
Yeah.
something small. And boy, I am a firm believer when you pay attention to these small things and you prove to the universe that you can appreciate them, the universe is going to say, oh, look, they can handle more. Let's give them more joy and see how they can handle it. Let's do it.
Let's give them more that they can feel gratitude for, because they really like this.
Yes. Well, and I will be very honest with you. There have been times of late, I watched this short. I don't know if you've ever heard of this person. Somebody named Linda de Gonzalez had a short. And it was on, I don't know if anybody, can somebody search the internet and see if you can find it?
Search the internet.
Yeah, search the internet.
With the machete, Jose.
But you were talking about what to do when you're overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
And it popped up in my stream, and I'm like going, yeah, I mean, you find these purposeful moments and you go, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, I think we're going to have to schedule another show. However,
really?
I know, shock runs through the crowd. Shut it. Here,
Diane and I are both laughing. Why are you picking on me? I mean,
I'm not picking on you. Here. We're going to need to do a couple more shows on joy if you want.
I think joy is really important. And I those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, in the last few months, at the beginning of last year, the masters and guides were talking constantly about joy. And I was constantly telling people, you need to have more fun and you need to get out there and jump in a puddle. And, and it's starting up again. They're starting with that stuff again. The last month or two, I've done a lot of readings where people needed more joy in their lives, and they were instructed to find it.
And the show that we're doing next Tuesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Philippines. I don't know what time zone that is.
Next day at the Philippines.
Yeah.
GMT plus 8.
GMT plus 8. What Diane G said.
It's PST plus 8, isn't it?
It's going to get confusing with Pacific time if you use that.
So
we just use GMT plus 8.
Okay. So what's going to happen is we, the three of us, are doing readings. Linda is hosting the three of us, and we are going to do readings about releasing blocks for joy.
Yeah. How to identify blocks, what the blocks generally are, and how to release them.
That's going to be so good.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It's the day of the full moon, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's going to be a powerhouse then.
Yeah. Set your timers, people.
Yeah. Apologies to all the people on my chat. I scheduled incorrectly the post saying we're going live now. I scheduled it 2 hours earlier than the actual show, so my apologies. I made a mistake.
Did you, Diane? What do you have coming up on your channel? What do you want to share with people?
It's awesome that Diana Bowles is here. We'll be doing Galactic Akashic Records readings again on Friday. It's at October 3 at 5 p.m. EST. Mm-hmm. So we'll be doing, we will be reading on galactic past lives, or if you have other galactic questions, nice. We'll be answering those.
I think that's great. One of the other things, and I wanted to share this, is a little bit of joy is that Linda de Gonzalez has told me that I do not use enough emojis. Did you happen to see the community post that I put on here? Linda de Gonzalez said, I don't use enough emojis in my post. This is for Linda. I hope it brings some joy.
It's like you copied and pasted the entire emoji keyboard.
It's like,
That's of course what I did.
of course he did that. It's like emoji puke. It's wonderful. I love it.
Did you just say emoji
flattering.
puke?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I do want to say
Keyboard puked the emojis.
the emoji.
I'm delighted by that image. Sorry.
I want to say thank you for everybody for being here. What I encourage people to do is, go over and show some love to all of our channels. Also, after the show, could you leave us projectile emoji?
Another P word.
Yeah. Or any P word that you like. Wait,
Yes.
I might regret that.
Please leave an appropriate P word
Yes.
that brings you joy. And please make sure that you don't do anything to get yourself banned on Facebook. I mean on YouTube.
Please.
Oh.
I have got a show tomorrow with Diana, oil painter. We are talking about garlic, the herb garlic. I'm something called Wings of Insight coming up on Thursday. Then I have got a whole bunch of shows coming up for October. So by all means, thank you very much for spending some time with us. This has been wonderful. And I just want to say thank you for spending time with us. May you notice one small joy before you fall asleep and share it with someone who needs it.
Yeah.
Diane, Linda, thank you for your wisdom. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for inviting us. I mean,
thank you, Gerald.
Yeah,
Thank
it's always
you. And I overpromised so that I could invite you back. That's the only reason I did it. It's the only reason I did it. And so until next time, take care, everyone. Take care of your attention because where you focus your attention is where you can find joy. Thank you. Bye.